Welcome to Swing State University, a college golf and lifestyle podcast. I'm your host, James Boone. And joining us for the last show of spring 2026 from the University of Memphis, junior Diego Lourenço. Enjoy. Down in Birmingham, Alabama this week, we had the AAC Conference Championship for basketball. It's kind of the talk of the town being in Memphis. You know, everyone has an opinion on Penny Hardaway. They have an opinion on the Memphis Tigers basketball team. They're kind of a mainstay. Other than the Grizzlies, like one of the bigger draws in the city. You have a lot of really faithful fans. I only bring that up to say, down in Birmingham, Alabama, Legacy Arena, we had a first round exit this year. You know what I'm saying? We had
That's 2 first-round exits in 3 years, actually.
2 first-round exits in 3 years, and so there's conversations about, what do we do with Penny, all this stuff. I'm not here to get into that at all. The only reason I bring that up in the first place is because, Memphis Tiger hoops, they're going to get a lot of love. They're going to get a lot of publicity, but I'm here to argue and make the case that saying, the hottest ticket in town is not the men's basketball team. No, the hottest ticket in town is actually the Memphis Tigers men's golf team. And I'll add to that. We have a really, really cool guest hopping on the show today who won just a couple of weeks ago at the Colleton Collegiate, hosted by Michigan State on a Carlton River golf course. Pete Dye, incredible design, incredible layout, won in a really solid field down there. But we're just stoked to welcome into the show Diego Lourenço from Orléans, France. Welcome to the show, Diego.
Glad to be here. Thanks for the invite. Super excited. I'm ready to yap, ready to speak.
Let's do it. Diego, was it mass communications and journalism?
It's sports journalism, mass media, I think.
Sports journalism, mass media major from University of Memphis. And so here's what's cool. We'll say 5 to 10 years. Let's say, the first goal obviously is making it on tour. Like Diego, I would assume is going to have a very successful professional career.
I hope so.
That's the plan. That's what we're banking on. But I'll caveat that. It's like, hey, maybe career number 2 option is like being the next Smiley Kaufman.
Yeah. Smiley or Kiz or whoever. Stephen A. Smith or whatever. Whoever. I'll take whoever's spot.
That's right. Diversify the sports that you're, covering. Maybe Stephen A. Smith. Diego A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith.
Man.
What's his name? Kendrick Perkins. Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready. I can do a lots of sports. I'm just passionate. I grew up playing. You guys call it soccer, so I'll call it soccer. I grew up playing soccer until I was 18. It's actually, I don't think I love soccer more than golf, but it's pretty dang close. So I could do journalists about golf, soccer, cycling, basketball, Euro football, tennis, anything. I just love sports.
Man, that's so good. So good. Multifaceted, multi-skilled, diverse skill set.
Yeah.
We're just going to hype you up, Diego, until ESPN sees this, and then they sign you to a deal. So
yeah, they will.
Guys, pumped to have Diego on the show. Obviously had a really solid spring so far. And if you're listening at this point, they're probably about to head down to Sarasota, Florida, get their conference tournament, the AAC Championship, rolling at the Ritz Carlton. I think they started hosting that last year. Is that correct, Diego?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. They started last year. I think they switch every 2 years conference spots. The 2 years prior to that was Pelican Golf Club, more north of Tampa, if I'm not mistaken, which is an awesome spot as well. But we're ready to go back to the Ritz. We know the course pretty well, and I think it can fit our games very well as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pretty excited for that. Make a run to postseason.
For sure. Yeah, Coach Smart and the Tigers have a really solid team. A couple guys highly ranked who had a ton of momentum, heading into the spring. And so I can see why that's something you guys would be excited heading into. I kind of like the analogy of the AAC is the Players' Championship to Power 5. So it's like,
pretty much, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, super deep, super talented group of golfers hanging out in the AAC conference this year. A couple solid teams.
It's actually quite competitive. You got Charlotte that's playing really, really good golf. So that's going to be a very nice challenge. It's not undoable because, I mean, they're just humans like us. So we're ready to compete. You got Raj that's playing good, us that are playing good. And then I
Yes.
think FAU's had a decent year so far. We're more than ready and more than excited to go out there and compete and prove that we're a good team, which is ultimately the goal of every tournament and every season. And I think we need to like believe a little more in this as a team, like that we're good enough, because we got a lot of talent in everybody in that roster, and we just need to like monitor it a little bit better and just have a bigger belief in ourselves, and things will be good for us.
Absolutely. It's exciting. Best of luck heading into that. Diego, we're going to talk about a little bit about your college journey, of like how you ended up in Memphis, Tennessee, which I'm really grateful you ended up in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, me too.
I'm
Me
partial.
too.
I'm partial. Like we gotta make it happen where we go to Elwood Shack or Lost D or
I
something like
know. I
that.
know.
We got to make that happen.
Yeah, glasses, Hattie these spots, you know?
Totally. Totally.
Yeah. I mean, I started my recruiting process around 16 to 2021. I started like speaking with an agency that sends athletes over to the US in college. So they had me in contact with a few coaches. I had touches in junior colleges first, a few D2 schools, a few lower ranked D1 schools. And I started playing very good in 2022, kind of a breakout year for me, playing really good golf, winning the biggest amateur events in France that are not internationals, obviously, but historical events, which put me on a great spot and like way more light than I've been used to at that point. Got into the top 10 of the French rankings at the end of that year. And I was like, I think I could get better offers. I had friends that would have offers from New Mexico, Mizzou, even Louisiana Monroe was their ranking was way better than what they are now. And I didn't have these types of offers. And I was like, I might just have to do it myself. So one day I just took schools from ranked 40 to 120. And I sent all the names to my dad, and he made like kind of a resume of my golf career and who I am. I just sent emails to coaches himself. So we did that in family, which I'm really proud of because it worked way better. I ended up having a win like 3 days after the emails were sent, which was huge for the program. Um, and then I got a few offers within like a week and a half, which felt different and it felt more real that time because like the dream was getting real. And so I had offers from VCU, which had a strong team at that time, Memphis, obviously, and Louisiana Monroe. And I ended up choosing Memphis because of everything was just better, really
Yeah.
better offer, better facilities, better golf courses, better campus. Like I didn't have to have a car to go practice or to go to class, which is great, so convenient. And yeah, I ended up in Memphis, no visit.
Whoa.
So no visit,
You
yeah.
just got off the plane and we're like, hey, I'm
I
here now.
got out the plan. And funny story, like the main part of my recruiting process was with Coach Pearson, who moved to Iowa State 6 months after I got recruited.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit disturbing to not have the main person who I talked to not being here, but I've been very pleased that Coach Jackson and Coach Smart welcomed me warmly and put me in a great spot straight away to perform, which I'm so thankful for them. They're like the person who gave me a chance ultimately. So it's amazing. Like I don't have any better words for that. And I mean, it's my third year here, and I love Memphis. It's a cool city.
Come
Way
on.
better than it's way better than what people say.
I
It's way
uh
better.
I'm gonna have you because you and I are kindred spirits from a sense of, hey, we're not originally from Memphis, but we moved to Memphis and now we're like the biggest advocates for the city in the first place.
It's good. It's a good
Yeah,
city.
it's a good
There's
spot.
lots of cool stuff to do. You can go watch basketball game, even a baseball game if you want, football. Especially being at the school, you got all kinds of events going on with the every school team, like every sports team, which is great. Can go to Beale Street on a Saturday night. You can have fun around here. There's lots of good food spots, lots of good golf courses. I know. I just love it. Plus, the American people are a little bit nicer than people in France, so I don't mind that either.
If you're listening all the way from France, hey man, we love you. Hey, I think you're
Yeah.
nice. You know,
I
I mean,
mean, I do too, but sometimes you're in the street, you say hi to someone, doesn't even dare to look at you, and you're like, just trying to be nice.
um, we talked about this off air. I guess two things that come to my mind. There's a uniqueness of your guys' practice facility. I told I told you a story not too long ago of how
Yeah.
my wife Caroline and I snuck into y'all's facility to do like some
Mhm.
marathon training. So people thought we were University of Memphis athletes. Our cover was that we were just cross country athletes because we did not look like a football player. We did not look like
Yeah.
basketball. You know, that was our disguise.
That's funny.
Um, but their facility is super unique. I feel like a lot of mid high major programs in golf specifically, you have to drive out a decent ways, and it's kind of isolated from the rest of campus. It's isolated from the other sports
Yeah.
teams. Diego, you were talking a little bit about how all sports teams practice essentially in the same facility. Could you
Yeah,
talk about that layout?
it's awesome. I mean, we're very fortunate that we work out in the basketball gym, with the basketball strength coach. So this is like it's like a dream. Like you're like in their gym, like it's awesome. Like they have a badass facility. We're just right on the other side of the street with every other facility. We right next to softball, soccer, football facility, which is huge, the baseball stadium, and then like most of the time in the fall, like you got 3, 4 teams practicing at the same time, which makes a great atmosphere to like practice. Just makes you want to work basically. So it it just pushes you to get better, really, which I love. You got the music from the
Yeah,
football practice, like them calling the plays, and it's so funny. It's just so nice. It pushes you to get better, really.
yeah. The way that it's laid out, and I may or may not have snuck a wedge on, and chipped around a little bit while we had access. So, Coach Smart, if you're listening to this, apologize, guilty.
That's funny.
I'm curious. You'd have to hit a really, really bad shot, but like in y'all's wedge facility, two like really nice greens in that practice area. But has anyone ever just like scolded one and over to the football field or onto the track, soccer field? You'd have to hit a horrible shot.
I used to call a few bunker shots onto the track. Um, you know, just trying to hit a high soft and just blade it. But not really on the soccer pitch. You can hit drivers that like overdraw a bit on the soccer pitches, but nah, it's not that dangerous. Really, it's very nice. Like we're very fortunate to have that. It's getting like in better and better conditions every year too. Coach does a great job of that. I think it's his little baby. You know, just wants to take care of it as best as he can. They actually recruited a greenkeeper full time for the facility at the end of last fall, which made an enormous impact. It's so much better. We had like a pure overtee this year. You got perfect stripe cuts on the wedge range. It's so sick. It's an awesome facility for sure.
You
Yeah.
can testify. You talked about your transition, from Orleans to Memphis, Tennessee. Had never been to Memphis in the first place.
No.
We had Jackson McCommon on the show back in the
Mhm.
fall. He's now at Iowa State. Followed Coach Pearson up to Iowa State, up in Ames.
Mhm.
And shout out to Iowa State. Has had a great basketball season. Unlike our
Yeah, they
Tigers,
did.
and
Yeah,
so
they did. They
playing
did.
well. But we talked about your transition to Memphis, Tennessee. J Mac, like you guys obviously have a good relationship.
Mhm.
Can you talk about how whether it's him or the coaches, like how did they kind of like usher you into the city of Memphis? Like, did you get a tour
Yeah.
of the city? Favorite food, like places to eat and stuff like that? What'd that look like?
Yeah, so when I arrived with my parents and my brother. So we went on little holidays, slash me coming over. So we visited the city a good bit, and like the day I got here, Coach Jackson sent me a text and he's like, do you wanna have a tour of the facility?" And I'm like, "That's so early," but I mean, yes. Like I just got here, like I wasn't expecting that soon, but like of course. So we went there, discovered an amazing person in Coach Jackson. So nice. Lots of potential to be an awesome coach. He was an awesome player. So I got that tour of the facility and he's like, "Do you want to play Memphis Country Club tomorrow?" Um, sure. I thought I was just gonna play with him at first, and we pull up at Memphis Country Club and Jackson here. So he's the first teammate I played with. And it's been so nice to me from that moment and on, because I kind of had the broken English at that time. I could speak English, but anytime I would have to have like special vocabulary, I'd just take the phone out and go on Google.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you'd have a conversation that would stop for a minute because I would be looking for a word, which was quite funny for the
Yeah.
first 2 weeks. But all the guys have been very nice to me on that. Coach Smart as well. I had some great teammates every year. I could name them all. They were all amazing to me, and it was quite easy to settle in with them. Especially being like we live in the house of like the whole golf team lives in the same house, so we're nine. But yeah, it's been easy enough to settle in. Obviously having Jackson in the city helped a lot. I did lots of stuff with him at first because like he was basically the one I like met first. So I would refer to him a lot. I got very fortunate to like meet great people that would help me a lot when I first got here.
Whenever I was in college, so whenever I was at Murray State, I had good friends that were on the tennis team. A couple of
Hmm.
them were from France, actually. And being friends with them for 3 years, you could tell their confidence would grow just from the ability to
Yeah,
converse and speak English. But that
yeah,
freshman,
definitely.
that freshman sophomore year, you know, I like to say this a lot. Like freshman year is going to be hard, no matter if you are
Yeah,
moving down the street or you're moving, 3,000 miles away from your
for
home.
sure,
But
for
like,
sure.
you're not alone in the fact that tons of college athletes come from Europe, from all over the world. There's so much talent. There's so many talented golfers that are coming all across the world, like to stateside. But then there's also a whole, language gap. If you're not, from an primarily an English speaking country. Can you talk about how that
Yeah,
plays into your like adaptability? Like that probably was hard. You know what I'm saying?
it was, but at the same time, as you can see, this is not a French flag behind me. My dad's Portuguese, and I got the chance to learn Portuguese from such a young age that like learning a language then like after that has been so easy for me. I can speak like three and a half languages: English, Portuguese, French, and a bit of Spanish if I really luck in. So it's been hard like the first 2 weeks, but after that it was just like easy for me to converse. And as long as I stayed in the US, like I would pick up more words I didn't know. I would just ask like, what does that mean, basically,
Yeah.
to the guys, which could be fun at times. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard for sure, and I think it's more of like the culture shock that could play on the confidence. For my part, just all the differences more than the language barrier, because like I s- I spoke decently good English early on, which helped a lot.
Mhm.
Dang.
Yeah, for those who the mic probably doesn't even pick that up, but for some reason, hey, it's mid-March right now. We're getting like a crazy big thunderstorm right now.
Yeah,
So, hey,
yeah,
if it blacks out and we have to, maybe we have to finish this another time. Just know,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we are there's a cold front coming in. I think it's supposed to be
Right.
like 20s
Yeah,
tonight.
I know. Yeah, it's gonna be cold.
It has been super nice. It feels like spring is sprung. But
Yeah,
did either literally, did you
it
see that?
caught.
Man, come on. All right, mic check.
There we go. There we go.
Oh. We're back, baby. Literally all the power in my spot like flickered for a little bit. I'm looking across the street and there are a couple of houses that are like pitch black. So we'll see if this episode gets recorded. Diego, can you walk us through? So like for those listening, Diego has won a college event in 3 of his first 3 years at the University of Memphis. So freshman year down in New Orleans, sophomore year won the Memphis Intercollegiate at Colonial Country Club. They used to hold a PGA tournament down there. Played super hard. I went and checked on my WKU guys down there, and it was wet, and it was windy, and it was long, and Diego,
and it was cold
and freezing,
and the greens were stupid firm because they're brand new. It was a bunch of everything, which made the course play hard, which ultimately I think helped us. I mean, helped me and helped us because we were used to like see the course that way. And then you got other teams that come and they're wondering like, what, like, why is it so hard? Physically. But yeah, it was great. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, they didn't know that they were coming down to Memphis to play in the U.S. Open.
No, not at all.
Well, no, more like the British or more like the Open, honestly.
Yeah, it was a bit of both.
Yeah,
it was a bit of both.
And then even just a couple weeks ago, or no, it was just a couple weeks ago. You guys were at the Johnny O this past week. A couple weeks ago, won at the Carlton, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. So won a tournament each of your freshman, sophomore, junior year. But can you talk about? Obviously, like scoring average is down. There's been a ton of growth from freshman year, sophomore year, junior year.
For sure.
You can talk about that a little bit. But can you talk about your development and like what has gone into making you one of the best players on your team, one of the best players in the conference, and like trending in a really cool direction? Like what has gone into that? What have you learned along the way?
So I guess that would come back all the way to 2022 when I won my first big tournament in France, and I realized like, okay, I'm good enough. I tried to go to every tournament with a mindset that I'm gonna win because I'm better than everybody else in my mind. Because I believe that without this, it's not possible to actually compete to the level you want to and get to the level you want to. So from that moment and on, something clicked, and I know that anytime I'm on, I can beat anybody. So that's definitely a big strength for me.
You've known that since, 17, 18 years old, whenever you won that big amateur
event.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I just realized it at that time, and I went on to win four events that year, 3 very big ones in France. Then got to play for French under-18 French team a little bit, which was good experience being around exceptionally gifted players. And then I realized that there's still work to do, but I'm good enough. I come here at Memphis, have a very average first tournament, and then win my second one without really expecting it. It was just playing super windy and super hard on a court that used to host the PGA Tour as well, Colleton Collegiate in New Orleans. The house just shaked. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's nuts outside. It is literally pitch. It's crazy because it's pitch dark across the street. Like all the homes don't have any power. For some reason, Swing State University. This episode was destined to happen.
Yeah,
so shout out.
It is. Yeah, I win the Gulf Coast, and then come second at Colleton River my first year as well. Great last round. And then I gained a lot of confidence from that as well. More pretty average end of my freshman year, but come back for the sophomore year, struggled a bit in the early fall with putting and just mental approach of the game, I guess. Finished the fall well and won at Memphis after I think I was rock bottom 2 weeks before that. I had a terrible week at Colleton River last year and a terrible week at the Johnny O. And I was so coach basically told me, Coach Smart after that, looks at me and he goes I had players as good as you have that, but they've never been able to come back up from it. And he goes I'm going to challenge you to work as hard as you can for 10 days. And let's see if you can do it. And he goes like, anybody I said that to, they never did it. I'm like, I'm gonna be the one who does it.
Mm.
And then 2 weeks later, I win in Memphis,
Wow.
and then I went on to have a good a good end of my sophomore year, good summer. Had kind of the same realization over the winter after I struggled in the fall again this year. Just wasn't playing as good as I would want to, wasn't putting great,
Yeah.
not in a great mental headspace. And just worked better and differently, I guess, to just a method that suits me a little bit better, where I have more time outside of golf, where I don't think about golf and I don't wrap my head around stuff.
Yeah.
And it worked because I've been playing good since the beginning of the semester. I had a 14th, a win, and a 12th. I think you froze out.
Oh, man. Let's just see how many times this is actually gonna happen.
That's actually quite funny. I'm sorry. Mm.
Let's see. I think one question I had kind of as you were talking through, I think we're up to like the Colleton of like you're finished
Hmm.
there. But when
Yeah.
when Coach Blake was like, "Hey, yeah, I've never had a player who's been down so bad and recover." It obviously like worked out. Like 2 weeks later, you won a tournament. But how did you receive that at first? Like, was that kind of like, oh shoot, like I'm in a tough spot right here. And then also
Yeah.
talk about the 10 days. Like coach gave you like an ultimatum of like, hey, you need to work your butt off for 10 straight days and then we'll talk. Like talk about that interaction.
So I have my worst college round ever at Colleton River. Shoot 10 over in the first round. I just wanted to leave the golf course. Then go to the Johnny O like less than a week later, I guess. Play terrible again. Um, then we come back and I have a meeting with him. And he goes like I know you're good. You're not playing good. I don't think you like work well enough, or just work enough. And he goes like, I'm gonna challenge you to like a 10-day grind. Like you have to like work as hard as you possibly can. So basically like you're gonna be here from whenever you don't have class, from sun up to sundown. Which I was like, I'll do it because I don't want to be like the one who don't do it, you know? I did it. It was kind of hard. I remember he texted me one time. I just got out of class like 2 minutes before that, and he texted me like, "You're running out of momentum for your grind." And I'm like, "I don't have a car. I'm waiting on the lift. Like I can't get there earlier."
Yeah.
But it's that kind of mentality that like made me better at the time and made me realize like what I needed to do to get better and take that next step. It definitely worked since I won, and then I had the top 20 in our best field of the year at Old Waverly. Played pretty decent at the conference. Had a good summer. We played in like way bigger tournaments than I was used to at the time, and played very nicely. So yeah, it was definitely something that helped me even to this day. Just remember that like I need to work my way, but hard enough to be comfortable to be able to perform. And ultimately, like I'm driven by winning. I just love winning. I know it's not a popular thing to say as a golfer because you don't win often usually, and that might sound a little cocky or arrogant, but I want to win.
Mhm.
Um, like I don't enter a tournament without thinking about it. Um, and I also think that's why I have the ability to win. It's because I'm like obsessed with it, and I think that's what makes the difference. Even in practice, like my mind is set on further goals.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, it's been a great meeting and a great 10-day for the rest of my collegiate career and my career overall.
Yeah. I think it
Definitely.
I think what's cool about that is, like, Coach Smart being like, "Okay, Diego, you have these dreams and ambitions to play at the highest of levels. You have these dreams and ambitions of playing on tour one day." I was like, "Okay, if you're telling me that, it's like, okay, then, like, there needs to be at least a season, maybe it's just a 10-day season where you are working as hard as
Fully locked
you've
in.
ever
Yeah.
worked in your entire life."
Yeah. I was exhausted after it, but
Yeah,
it paid off.
for sure.
Paid off. So he'll get tired when I get old, I guess. I'll just keep working.
I can assure you, I played pickup basketball today. I'm 28 years old, very sore, and I think I'm done, like, for the year. Like, I'm transitioning to golf only, like, for the rest of
That's funny.
2026. So,
That's funny.
yes, you will. You will get old, rest assured. Okay, let's think about this, Diego. What advice would you give to yourself, whenever you were 16, 17, 18 years old? Like,
Hmm.
if you were to give some advice to someone in high school or around that age that wanted to, transition and pivot to playing collegiately, maybe they're in Europe right now and they want to come stateside and play. What advice would you give them?
It's funny. I would honestly say keep doing what you're doing. Um, to my old self. To anybody else, I would say do something else than golf in parallel, because that's the way I see things, and I think it's so important. Like, I grew up at a normal high school, like public high school. I played soccer until I was 18, just had a regular, almost a regular teenager life up until college, basically, which played a huge role in me growing up as a person and having the maturity that I have, that I think I have. And also, in my opinion, you have to take your mind away from your goal and the thing you do daily to be able to perform. Especially nowadays, I think like burnout and depression is more and more like talked about, and I don't think as many people realize what it really is and how quick it could come. I mean, I've seen the example with so many studs back home, like really great players. I had one at the club actually that was very good growing up and just quit golf at 17 because he couldn't do it anymore. Like, it was just too much. Because that's all he wanted. That's all he was doing. And at some point, like, you're 17, you're starting to discover like other stuff, going out with friends and everything. And you're like, this is better. I've done that my whole life. I'm tired of it. I'll do that. And if you don't have that balance, in my opinion, that's how most people are going to end up. So I would say, like, keep grinding, keep showing up, but try to have a balance between your family life. Because ultimately at that time, like, golf is already the job, basically. Like, you practice and you play like a pro. So just try to get a balance between your family life, your social life and everything, and your job ultimately. I think it's very important
That's
for
some- that,
like the development of a young person.
that's some of the best advice I've heard anyone give on the show because
Thank you.
yeah, I'm serious because that 3-4 month period where you're playing soccer and you're not playing golf, it allows your mind to like filter out golf. It allows your mind to just like decompress. And so that whenever
Yeah, for
you
sure.
enter back into grind mode for golf, you're actually excited for that.
For
You're like,
sure.
I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
wait to get back. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's basically what I just did. Like, we got back from the Johnny O and we've played a lot of golf. And when we're in the plane, I realized that I was going to have to play a tremendous amount of golf from tomorrow to mid July. It's going to be the most intense period I've ever had. So I was like, I'm going to take 3 days where I do everything but golf. Because I know that otherwise I'm just gonna lose it at some point, and I'm not gonna end up playing good, which then gonna make me more frustrated, and it's just not gonna be good for me. So I try to manage that in these little type of ways, which I know help me, and I think could help way more people than what they could believe.
I played basketball at a relatively high level, played a year
Hmm.
at Sanford University down in Birmingham. And I think my biggest regret, it's so funny you say that of like, what advice would you give a 17, 18-year-old, like trying to figure out, like trying to take that next step, play at the collegiate level or whatever. Like my breakout summer from in terms of like being recruited was in between my freshman and sophomore year. And that entire spring, I played golf. So like I wasn't playing basketball
That's what.
at all over the spring. And so I came into like summer ball or whatever, and like I was like freed up. Like, I was doing things that I had,
Yeah.
like, never done before, but it was because I was like, "Man, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be
Yeah,
playing."
yeah, yeah.
And then what's funny is as soon as you start getting looks, as soon as you start getting recruited, you're like, "Shoot, like, I have to set
Then
like,
you
I
get into it. Yeah.
you have to stop doing I have to stop doing every other thing in my life so that I can, like, follow this dream," and you don't even know that you're actually, like, killing that dream if you, like,
Yeah.
completely sell out to it.
Basically.
It's crazy.
Basically, there's lots of stuff going on about like even like someone like Kobe Bryant, just the way he would work out and his mentality and everything. And I think like soccer, like Cristiano Ronaldo is the same. It's like awesome examples for young people, but at the same time, they're they're just different. Like they're different types of monsters. Like you won't get people like them like every 10 years. Like they just come around once, in my opinion. And I don't think it's a method that's suitable for 95% of the athletes out there. And I just think you need a balance in your life. It's like a relationship. It's like everything. You just need a balance for it to work out and be successful, in my
That
opinion.
that's a good point because it's like and, like, I've been on this side of, like, coach talk, coach perspective, and there's so many good principles you can take away from a Kobe Bryant, a Cristiano Ronaldo, like, that
Oh,
is
for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
incredibly true, and I know that's not what you're
Oh, yeah,
saying,
yeah.
but at the same time, like, "Well, Kobe did this," or "Ronaldo did this," or "Michael Jordan did this." It's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm sorry, but, like, I'm not I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Uh,
You
so
gotta
I
be yourself at some
yeah.
point. Yeah.
But you're right, there is a balance, and yeah, and it's like you have to count the cost as well. It's like if you're gonna sell out to this, like you are trading I mean, just for that 10-day, like, period, like you were trading out on social, you were trading out on, um, probably other things in your life, but, like, at
Yeah.
times, like, that is what it that is the cost of being able to perform at the highest level,
For
so,
sure. For sure. Yeah.
th
It's much needed.
yeah,
Everything is much needed in my opinion.
yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's probably a whole 'nother 3-hour conversation, but I'm afraid we're probably my power's about to go out, at some point, so we probably can't dialogue about that too
That's
much.
fine.
Uh, Diego, talk about just what you're excited about heading into the AAC Championship. You alluded to it a little bit earlier, but, like, how have you performed your, freshman, sophomore year, and then, like, what do you look to grow on heading into Ritz Carlton this year?
We've been in the last group my first 2 years, heading to the last round, which was pretty exciting because we kind of had something to play for. We're in the last group last year, but we're a little further than my first year. But it's always great to be in that last group and feeling that energy, last group, final round with very good players. And I think we do have a real shot this year. I think the team will be more than ready come conference play, and we can make something special happen. I'm convinced of it. I want the other boy to be convinced of it. We just need a little bit, hair more belief in ourselves, and I think we can be pretty dang good. But yeah, I'm very excited, and I'm hoping for great stuff. We're gonna stick to our game plan, not do anything stupid, but I think we can make something happen for sure.
Diego Lourenço Jr., University of Memphis. Diego, we're gonna head into the Swing State Six Pack. 6 rapid fire questions. Put Diego a little bit on the spot. Diego, does that sound good?
Perfect. Let's do it.
All right, sweet. All right, we'll go. First question: Swing State Six Pack. Favorite course you've ever played?
Oof. Um, St. Andrews, Les Bordes Golf Club. It's a course near my home, like 40 minutes away. Awesome private course in France. I'll pick a third one. Probably Coldstream Country Club up in Cincinnati. I think it's not very well known, but it's an amazing layout, amazing conditions. Like it's just amazing.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Coldstream.
But
Yeah,
St. Andrews would be number one. There's just something different about that place.
yeah, and you finished 11th, like in a really big event out there. Yeah,
Yeah, I finished 11th. It was my first like elite amateur event, I would say. I ended up playing good on that Sunday. You played 36 on the Sunday. Made the cut on the line. I got a little lucky with the draw because I finished early and everybody was destroying the golf course. It wasn't. And it started raining. So he kept me in the car. I was just in my room, watch like praying for the rain to come down. Um but yeah, there's just something different around that about that place. I love playing it. And I think when you arrive somewhere and you like the place, you're
Yeah.
in a way better spot to play good, in my opinion, because you're just gonna feel good, basically. But yeah, I think San Andreas is definitely number one for me.
Mm-hmm. Uh, did you get to see any of the Ryder Cup? I know we talked about the Olympics last year, but
Yeah,
a couple
I
years
went
ago.
to the one in France.
Yep.
Yeah, in 2018, I went on at the practice run. Yeah, it was unbelievable experience. So many people,
Yeah. Yeah.
so many people. I've never seen that. I remember me and my mom left at like 3 in the morning. We had like a 2 hour drive. We show up there. It's dark. There's like so many people on the road on a Wednesday. It just made no sense to me. You get there at like sunrise at 6:30, and it's packed. Um, like the one thing I remember is seeing Tiger tee off on 10 at Le Golf National, and there is like 15 lines of people in front of me. He tees off and he starts walking, and it's almost like he's in slow motion. Like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like there's something around him, and it was just
Man.
amazing to watch.
Yeah.
I got a few autographs from a young Ram, which was sick.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It just broke out like I think a year or two before that on tour. It was just an amazing experience, and I played that course quite a bit growing up, and seeing it in Ryder Cup conditions was also a great experience because it was just so different. But yeah, I've been fortunate enough to go see a Ryder Cup. I'll never forget it.
That's cool. Favorite course you've never played?
Lots of people would say Augusta. I would also say Augusta. Probably Pine Valley.
Pine Valley. Yeah.
Just it just looks amazing. Pine Valley. Yeah, that's probably it.
Those are two great ones.
Yeah.
Let's go dream foursome. Can be
Rory.
golfers, can be celebrities,
Yeah.
everything.
I'm gonna go with golfers. Rory McIlroy has to be there. He's the goat for anybody else. Anybody watching, Rory McIlroy is the goat. Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods. It's a tough question actually. Dang, there's too many choice. Victor Dubuisson,
They're
French
just
legend. I don't know. He's just inspired me growing up
yeah.
a good bit. Actually, I got to play behind him in a Alps Tour tournament last summer, which is like a D3 in Europe. And I mean, he won the tournament after not playing for the last 4 years. So it was just crazy playing behind him because there's just a wave of people following him, walking on the fairway, staying on the green. It was annoying, but I mean, it was still a great experience. But yeah, I would have Victor Dubuisson in my foursome for sure.
Okay. I love that.
For sure.
The next question doesn't even need to be asked, but favorite player on tour, I'm assuming
It's definitely Rory.
Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
Favorite club in your bag right now?
Right now, the putter. It's new. Okay, it's new, but I've been putting way better, and it's helped me having good results. So I'll give all of its credit to the putter, and I love my putter, and it's gonna keep working well.
Let's speak that into existence. What kind of putter is it?
It's a Scotty Cameron Phantom with the plumber's neck, like the blade neck. It's awesome.
Diego, here's the real question. Here's what I want to know. Because
Uh-huh.
I asked Jackson the same question of like being a Memphis guy himself, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe you have a different answer. Next tournament that you win. So Diego Lourenço, 3 tournaments, D1 wins, more going forward, hopefully this spring, heading into his senior year, like still a lot of really good golf left ahead of him. But Diego, we want to know, where are you going to celebrate your next win?
Oof. Hope the coaches aren't watching. Um, That's a good question.
Yeah, where are you going to celebrate? Like, where are you going to eat? What does that look like? Yeah. You don't have to get into.
That's funny. So favorite food spot, basically.
Yes.
I really like Corky's Barbecue. Just niche Memphis spot. Venice Kitchen, great Italian restaurant. You look like you like it.
Yeah, man, you got good taste.
And I have to go to Hattie B's and Gibson. I'll just get a dozen Gibsons.
That's right. That's right.
Because why not?
There are just some people that I met around town that said Gibson's used to stay open 24 hours. And so they would just go there after any like a high school football game or event, or even just like go there to study. Kind of miss those vibes.
That's so cool.
But anytime I have anybody come visit from some like out of town, we go there for late night donuts. Like every time.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. It's just so good. It's just so good. I haven't had one in a while. Probably gonna go there soon. Actually.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, let me know when you go. I'll meet you there. That'd be perfect.
All right. No problem.
All right, bet.
I will.
Well, we'll see if Jackson can come too. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Swing State Six Pack. It just feels so good and feels so right to have just a brother in our affinity for the city of Memphis. University of Memphis's finest. We got Diego Lourenço. Diego, thank you so much for hopping on the show, bro. We weathered a storm. We made it, bro.
Yeah, we made it. Thank you for the invite, for the opportunity. I really enjoyed it. It was amazing. I hope to see you again in the future, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.